Republican control of both houses of Congress would limit the president's room to maneuver on two of his biggest foreign policy goals, says American University professor Guy Ziv.
This will create much more difficulty for President Obama to make the kind of progress that he's wanted to see in both the Iranian negotiations, Iran's nuclear negotiations, and the Israeli-Palestinian peace process. Both of those issues have regrettably been used over the years as a partisan football on Capitol Hill.
Talks on Iran's nuclear program are scheduled to end later this month, with international negotiators working to convince Iran to limit its atomic activities in exchange for easing some economic sanctions. Many Senate Republicans are wary of a deal that allows Tehran to continue enriching any uranium, but President Obama already has the authority to waive U.S. sanctions without congressional approval. CATO Institute analyst Justin Logan says that could change as Republicans move to more forcefully confront Iran.
There's some prospect that a large Republican wave and takeover of the Senate could raise the prospect of sanctions bills against Iran without that waiver authority. But that requires Congress to sort of take responsibility for the policy and leave its fingerprints on the policy. And historically, they've been very wary of doing that.
Republican Senator John McCain's led his party's criticism of the slow U.S. support for moderate rebels in Syria and may push for a more active military role, says Atlantic Council analyst Robert Manning.
I think on the security side, you're likely to see Senator McCain taking over the Armed Forces Committee in the Senate, and I think that may be contentious in terms of defense spending and some of our military activities in the Middle East and elsewhere.
While the U.S. has started a program to train and equip Syrian rebels, the issue is not likely to go away given the fight against Islamic State militants.
There's a program in place. It's not being conducted the way Senator McCain would like it to be conducted. So I think the change here might really be how the conversation goes, what sorts of hearings happen, and how Republicans in the Senate can affect sort of the press coverage, what's said about the president's policies.
State Department spokeswoman Jen Psaki says U.S. diplomats cooperate equally whomever controls Congress.
The State Department is nonpartisan building and one where we work with Democrats and Republicans, so we will continue to move forward with that in mind.
As for Secretary of State Kerry's tenure, there were press reports during this campaign quoting Obama administration sources criticizing his foreign policy pursuits being untethered from the president. Spokeswoman Psaki says the White House is making pretty clear he'll be here. Scott Stearns, VOA News at the State Department.